Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Buddha Dhamma and Sangha. Respected Mahasangha, respected Dr. Aman Raj, Dhamma brothers and sisters, dear all participants in our Winter Dhamma English Club, good afternoon. My name is Phúc Tâm. It is really honorable, privilege, and happy for me to be the moderator for the interactive talk and discussion today. So before starting our virtual dialogue, I would like to all of us to put your palms put us in for three to raise the voice first.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Thank you very much, Bante. Next, I would like to announce the tentative program today as follows. 1. Introducing guests and participants. 2. Opening speech and introducing the chief guest by Dharma Sister Nguyen Khanh. 3. Main speech by our chief guest, Dr. Aman Raj. 4. Q&A section. 5. Vote of thanks by Dharma Sister Quang Hoa. 6. Closing program by the traditional song of the club, I Have Right, I'm Home. In this meaningful and interactive meeting today, it's really my pleasure and honorable for us to welcome 1. Dr. Aman Raj, Nanpur University, Taiwan. Venerable Dr. Thích Đông Đắc, founder and president of Nguyên Tiêu Dharma English Club, Vietnam. All Dharma brothers and sisters, all members of the club on attendance. Once again, warmly welcome you all to this great virtual meeting today. To understand our Nguyên Tiêu Dharma English Club, as well as brief biography of our guest speaker today, now I'd like to invite Dharma Sister Nguyen Khanh for opening remarks and introduce our guest. Sister, please, over the mic to you, sisters.
Respected Mahasangha Club. Therefore, I would like to have the opportunity to welcome Dr. Aman Raj, and here University Taiwan to you on Winter Dharma Club, Buddhist School of Buddhist Study, Vietnam. Thank you so much, brother, for your kind sentence of our invitation as a good speaker today. Let me take a few minutes to give you a brief introduction of Buddhist School of Buddhist Study and Winter Dharma Club. As Buddhist School Buddhist Study in Vietnam, we send a large number of students to Vietnam Buddhist University in Ho Chi Minh City and send forward program in this university. For the betterment of use of English, Winter Dharma Club was founded by Rev. Dr. Thích Đông Đắc Buddhist study at Bindin Dharma Center. We are active in learning Dharma under the former Buddhist English Club. Like we use English as a medium language to understand the Buddha teaching, along with improvement of all necessary skills, reading, speaking, listening, and writing for members. It will be a strong lesson and valuable future. It advises for members to club to have a good chance to learn Dharma through English and to understand English under the form Dharma. You have good approach to prominent speaker, scholar, teacher, and profession in the field of Buddhist study from different countries. In different Buddhist tradition, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India for Theravada tradition, Buddhism, and Mongolia or Bhutan, Tibet for Vajrayana Buddhist tradition. Today, also dear lovers, which Dr. Aman raised in 2022 in the series of quickly international meeting of the Dharma in Club Indian School of Buddhist Study Vietnam. University to have a talk with about 200 members to club on the content of an examination of abortion from Buddhist monastic perspective. Once again, thank you for joining us and welcome your brother.
Thank you very much, Dharma Sister Nguyen Khan. Now, may I request Dr. Aman Raj, Nanhua University, Taiwan, to give your main speech on an examination of proportion from a Buddhist monastic perspective today. Over the mic to you, brother.
Thank you so much. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank the Nguyen Theo Dhamma English Club for making a great platform to talk on this Buddhist study, and especially in English. And the thing, and also I like to give my all full gratitude to founder Venerable Thich Dong Dat, and our I also would like to thanks opening speaker Nguyen Khan and Phuc Tam and Quang Hua. I'm sorry if I pronounce not good your language. Okay, now I'm going to start my presentation. Come on the topic, and before going that, let me share my PPT with you all, guys. Okay, is this visible? Can you see this?
Yes, visible, brother.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Namo tasya bhagavato arhato samma sambuddhasya buddham saranam gacchami dhammam saranam gacchami sangham saranam gacchami. Okay, let's start. Today, my topic is the topic which I am going to talk is a little bit very out of the. It is inside the context, but it is very special topic. We can see because very few scholars talk on this special topic, that is abortion. So today my topic name is an examination of abortion from a Buddhist monastic perspective. We will see through the what Buddhism say about this topic. So before I go through the PPT, I also want to introduce myself. My name is Aman Raj, and I'm actually I came from the place where Buddhism flourished, very nearby from Bodh Gaya, and I'm the originality. My village and the place where I came from is Nalanda. I think you heard about Nalanda. In Buddhism, the contribution of Nalanda is very vital and very well known, actually. And okay, after that, after my completing my graduation, I moved to Taiwan for my master degree, and then I completed that, and then continue my study for the PhD. Now I'm going to come on the topic. Okay, from this presentation, I'm going to talk about these things. First, I will talk about the introduction, then I will talk about the Buddhist monastic code and abortion. Then I will talk about the geographical study, and then Western world view and academic authors view, gender issue, special cases, and then conclusion. We will go to the conclusion. First of all, we move to the introduction part. Abortion. What is abortion? The expulsion of a fetus from the uterus before it has reached the stage of viability. This is abortion. Abortion abortion is one of the most controversial issue, not just in bioethics, but in the general world as well. Because this is because I was, when I was doing this research about this topic, very few big Buddhist representative, or you can say the big masters, Dhamma master, even I cannot find their words on this topic. So this is something like we should be talk on. And because why we should talk on? Because Buddhism teaches the way of life. Buddhism teaches us how to stable, how to be in our society. So all these things, teachings, we should apply this on this society, and during all the society, in the society, whatever problem you face, you can get rid of all this from Buddha's teaching. So problem for discussion in this topic is the main discussion on, is abortion morally wrong? And the second question we can see, should abortion be legal or illegal? So later I will also share my next slide. You can see some countries, they allow on the partially way, some country allow or some country do not allow. So somewhere I think most of the country, they say illegal. And there are so many perspectives. We can see the religious view and the political view. Political in the sense, you can say the country-wise, what the rule and regulation says are made up from their respected country. And but these two questions don't end the debate. If we conclude that abortion is not morally wrong, that doesn't mean that it is right to have an abortion. We need to ask whether having an abortion is best thing or least bad thing. To do in each particular case, if we conduct that abortion is morally wrong, that doesn't mean that it's always impermissible. To have an abortion, we need to ask whether having an abortion is less wrong than the alternative. So in this way, we can see on these are the topics we should a very problematic topic we should discuss. And later we can see, okay, through all these scenario or all these happening going on, the main victim is the unbirthed baby. Like people feel particularly strongly about abortion because there is no way of getting any opinion from the fetus. Fetus inside, they cannot talk. And as for example, something happened, even culprit also have a right to speak something like before proving that person. If someone steals something, but at the time of judgment, judge also say that please say your own word. But the fetus, you see, the fetus cannot tell anything and cannot even express anything. So the thing is that we see from outside people, first of all, the woman who got pregnant, she is making decision. Another thing is society making perception or something, judgment on this. Okay, you should do abortion or not. But the thing is that the main victim, he has or she has no chance to speak out about this. The potential victim about the issue, it is something like mercy killing. And because the fetus can easily be portrayed as an entirely innocent and defenseless being. Now let's see Buddhist monastic code and abortion. Buddhism's roots are Indian in nature. However, Buddhism has increasingly assimilated features of modern culture over time. And the trend is particularly evident in the West, where Buddhism is relatively new, just arrived there. This tendency of being adaptable results in Buddhism being flexible on many social and ethical issues, so that it also implies on the topic of abortion. This means that we need to find an independent set of arguments on the moral value of abortion, an argument that is actually indeed to pursue members of society one is a part of. All these things depend on the doctrine of the skillful means. Buddhism, inside Buddhism, there is upaya kausal, there is a term, skillful means, where any means can be used and can be equally good if they equally succeed at bringing people to realize the core teaching and thus eventually arrive at the final goal. In a sutta of a Theravada text, one disciple of the Buddha had trouble meditating and progressing along the path. The Buddha asked him what he did before he entered the order. He replied that he was a musician, playing a lyre. In Hindi, we say veena, veena. The Buddha then told him that meditation was just like playing a lyre. If the strings were too tight, then they would break. But if they are too lax, then there would be no sound at all. So the monk then applied the Buddha's advice to his practice and eventually arrived at the goal. And for monks with other background, the Buddha then always adapted his teaching and advice accordingly. Like some people, as for example, some people like dancing, some people like singing, some people like doing something, or some people have experience of doing that thing. As for example, if some household housewife, we are taking an example of housewife, a lady who always do household work. If you give an example in a scientific way, I think she cannot get your point. But if you will give an example in a household things and you just give an example, very easy example, what they are, example in the field, what they are in expertise. So they can get very easily and they can understand very easily. So later on, Buddha also started doing this with the other just have to see what their background is, and they talk about their background in relation with that. The point then is that the pointer could be anything, but it works as long as it succeeds in pointing the practitioner on the correct path. Ethical consideration could also be regarded as such a skillful means. When Buddhism is planted in another culture, elements of the culture could be adapted in such a way that they serve to point to the way. Hence, in an environment where abortion has become a necessity of a certain way of life, there has to be weighing of benefits. If by forbidding any act of abortion, it would be harder for members of that society to live their lives in a way that fits with the goal and values of that society, then allowing it to a certain degree, it would be more prudent to allow it. The values, goals mentioned here naturally include those that provide women with power and equality, characteristic of our modern society. If those are impaired as a result of a total banning of abortion, then it would be more advisable to open up some space where abortion is allowed. Traditional Buddhist ethics revolve around the five precepts Panchasila. The first of which is an undertaking to observe the rule to abstain from taking life. Panatipati Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhyami. Notwithstanding this prohibition on killing and the traditional embryology that implies that the fetus is a living being from the point of conception, there is surprisingly enough no explicit prohibition of abortion to be found in the most ancient Pali scripture of the Theravada school. Though the monastic disciplinary code in the later Vinaya Pitaka does explicitly forbid the involvement of monks and nuns in the practice, and the Jatakas and the other mythological texts warn of the dire karmic consequences attendant upon abortion. Even the Buddhist traditional embryology and the principle of non-violence seen by Buddhists as a way of life determine a similar attitude concerning abortion. More than that, if a Buddhist monk even encouraged to abortion, he is defeated, or maybe if she has done, she is defeated and scourged with the total exclusion from the monastic order and the serious punishment a monk can experience. Despite all these, in India, Thailand, Japan, Taiwan, and all these countries nearby, Korea even, and abortion is very high rate. A situation caused mainly by the progressive secularization of this society. You can say like even I'm just mentioning all these country where Buddhists are stay live. Now we see through the geographical field, and we will see the data data analysis in the sense how what are the rate of abortion country wise. We can say the situation in Taiwan, Mahayana, is analogous in many respects. A traditional Buddhist disapproval of abortion, very restricted abortion law, but a widespread and tolerated practice of abortion. You can see because I'm already in Taiwan more than 5 years, nearly 5 years, and in this case, I can personally I can say in Taiwan abortion is banned, illegal here, and the thing, but still getting the practice in the practice. It means having abortion in Taiwan also. Much the same situation obtained in Korea, where not only the national abortion rate very high, but where the rate amongst Buddhists is as high or higher than that of the rest of the population. I have quoted all these things. If you if you want to see all these reference, you can see through the reference. And in Japan, the abortion rate is also very high. In officially 22.6 per 1,000 women of childbearing age, the probability probably in reality nearer 65 to 90. However, their abortion law, why we are saying about the in the reality, because most of the cases they are not in the eyes, like we cannot see actually, that is not registered even misses cases. So however, the abortion law are very liberal too, while contraception, especially the pill, is not so readily available. In Taiwan, we cannot find any contraceptive pill like but when I was in India, I can see even advertisement company, they were advertising about the unwanted some pill or I pill, some pills about the abortion. But in Taiwan, we cannot find, but still abortion going practice here. We can see the present bulk scenario. The data is from one research I have taken, and all values are annual average of for 2015 to 2019. Rate of abortion and unintended pregnancy represent the number of those events per 1,000 women aged. Their age was 15 to 49, and we especially can see from through this data. I just make this mark, and you can see especially in the I marked it in the Asian part, central, southern, eastern, because most of Buddhist original Buddhists, they stay in Asia, and you can see still in Asia. If this is the okay, let me mark and okay, this is sorry. You can see, can you see this pointer? Yeah, you can see the world rate is 64, and unintended pregnancy rate is 64, and abortion rate is 39. This is the world rate in total all over the world. But you can see in India, in Asian country, Western Asia, Central, Southern Asia, Eastern and Southeast Asia, these rates are very high, and abortion rate are also nearly more than 50%. So this is the thing we should talk about, so that in this case, it become very important to talk. Okay, let's see about this Thailand. In Thailand, abortion is legal only under certain controlled circumstances in Thailand. Thailand has therapeutic are only performed by qualified medical practitioner and are allowed in two circumstances. First, it is permitted if it is necessary for the sake of the woman's health, and second, if the pregnancy is the result of rape. So this two case is very because normally from the male perspective, or we can say from others perspective, the stalking is very easy, but implementing is very hard actually. So because the case like situation like rape, it is very like we can say very important topic we should talk about, and not very easy to make a decision on this. So in this way, we can see in Japan, abortion in Japan is not legal. Some penal code of Japan make abortion illegal. Maternal health protection law allows approved doctors to practice abortion with the consent of her spouse, if the pregnancy has been from rape or if her health is endangered. So always we see whenever we see this term rape, because it is something like a very devastating thing. So not very easy to talk about this. So later in my presentation, I will also say I will specific talk about this. And let's see about the Korea. In Korea, abortion in Korea are illegal, even though very common. The mother and child health laws allows for abortion only when the mother's health is in serious danger, or in cases of rape, incest, or severe hereditary disorder. Hereditary disorder, it comes from the family, or that kind of disorder. It is never illegal after 24 weeks of pregnancy. We talk about the Korea perspective. In Japan and Thailand, I think many people know about this. Many Buddhist temples have service to help women cope with their feelings after having an abortion. This is something like in Buddhism, Buddhist people believe in karma, right? If you do not good karma, if you it is something like you are saving. If you do good karma, you are saving your account in a good way. If you are not good doing good, if you are doing evil things, it means you are investing your all good karma, something like that. So very this like a woman who has abortion, they feel very guilty. And also if she is Buddhist laywoman, she wanted to refrain or get rid of that bad karma. And in that case, Thailand, Japan, there some Buddhist temples, they do some service, they do some rituals about that to cope up their feelings after having an abortion. This is one way that women can deal with this karma. The feelings resulting from an abortion can be unbearable. The Min, Ju, Ko, Kyo ritual can be performed in many different ways. It is provided in wide varieties of size, types, and cost. This is about in Japan, but Thailand is also, there is one kind of I think you can say the ceremony has done, is practicing and now let's see about the Western world. In Western country, because the topic is already abortion. This topic is very older, although so many people talk about this. But the Buddhism in Western country, they are doing. They are still very new. So Western world people, they become two group of people. One, on one side, that are those who call themselves pro-life. Pro-life, it is something like they are more concerned about the life. They just say, okay, any matter, we need to save the life. We cannot harm the life. This is something like that. This is the one group of people they think. They say that intentionally caused abortion is always wrong, although it may on very rare occasion be the best things to do. On other side, the pro-choice people, there are those who call themselves pro-choice or supporters of abortion right, and who regard intentional abortion as acceptable in some circumstances. These people are more concerning and more we can see in the picture. I provided some photos here. You can say my body, my choice. Something like this is also we can say about the women equality in this context. We can talk about this. So this is something like because all these things happening, having a pregnant and having a baby, all this procedure is going through the only for the female body, not for the male body. So this is if male from the male perspective, it is not so like a women equality comes in this, and this is something like also we need to talk about this whenever we talk about the abortion. Now let's see some academic authors view what they say. In academics, most scholars of Buddhist ethics hold that Buddhism in general is opposed to abortion, right? So Damon Kuhn writes in support of pro-life. Pro-life, the person who a group where person want to save the life, for example, holds that the first precept of Buddhism means that abortion is morally wrong. As it is believed that life begins at fertilization, abortion is always wrong in this view. Kuhn also lists a number of pro-choice Buddhist arguments. Pro-choice, in the case of the choice, it's my choice, I want to have baby or not, something. Such as only one relying on the notion of five aggregate. In Buddhism, five aggregate, I think we have studied Panch Skandha, five aggregate, and the status of the person. The idea is behind this about the his mentioned roughly is that a person is made up of aggregates, right, or skandhas, and as these aggregates do not occur to the person at the same time, there is a time at which the embryo does not have all the characteristics sufficient for being a person. So that, moreover, the idea of rebirth, according to Kuhn, affords some pro-choice scholars to claim that abortion is permissible in Buddhism during an early stage of development, because the embryo still has not become a new person, but instead it is still carrying karmic traces of the previous person in the previous lifetime. So in this way, something like also they connect with the karmic way, like we say, okay, furthermore, a number of bioethics such as William Lafayette 1992 claimed that in Japan an attitude toward abortion is more liberal, as in certain circumstances it is necessary to have an abortion. Perhaps the scholar start from this and argue that in Buddhism there does not have to be an equation of the fetus and embryo. It is not the case that ending the life of a fetus is free from being morally wrong at all. According to Buddhism, on the contrary, the culprit incurs rather serious karmic consequences as a result of doing so. Nonetheless, the negative karmic consequences of performing an abortion in certain circumstances could be outweighed by those incurred by not doing it, especially when the well-being of the woman is in question, as well as wider social repercussions. The adaptability of Buddhism, its willingness to adopt the more of any social milieus it finds itself in, so long as doing so does not conflict with the core teaching, contribute to Buddhism opening up a space within which abortion is permissible to a certain degree. In Buddhism, we always see Buddhism is something like this religion always go through the theory of adaptation, always adapt all the new problems in the society and go through the learn the way. Buddha teaching is like his teaching is something like art of living, how he will live. So this is something like we through the Buddha's teaching we can sort out all these problems, and in that we can see in starting in the Sangha, Bhikshuni, the female nun, they were not allowed, but later on they become allowed inside the Sangha. So this is something like Buddhism always talk about the adaptability. So in this case, this my argument on this is that something like, yeah, through this, from the Buddhist own core of the teaching of the Buddha, we can adapt this, and we can also talk about the abortion, and we can find the middle way and find out the answer of these problems. Now come on the gender issue. I especially mention about this because this is the main issue from Western world nowadays. Eastern world also people also talking about this. This is very serious thing. In the society, male and female both are the similar, both are the equal, and both are the equally balanced wheel of a vehicle. So we should talk about this. Okay. The other elements within the society, in the case of abortion, we can certainly find a whole host of connection that it bears with these other factors. For one thing, abortion is closely related to gender issue. After all, only women can have an abortion. In many cases, the question of whether abortion is right or wrong tends to be mixed up with the question of women's status in society. In a society where women enjoy a status relatively equal to men, abortion happens to be less of an issue, since the women have more power to control their reproductive choice. In a society where women and men are equal, women tend to have the power of influence the passing of legislation that promotes their health and their ability to control what happens to their bodies. Scholars and philosophers debate whether the fetus is a person. At what age of gestation the fetus should be considered to have a soul? At what age the fetus has a viable nervous system, and so on. Or they consider whether the right of the mother trumps and the right of the fetus, whether the mother has a choice to control her body and what is happening inside. These considerations focus exclusively on the fetus and the woman, but not on how both the woman and the fetus are related to the wider social and cultural context. As for example, we are taking an example. Let's understand this scenario. Okay, a teenage girl who is pregnant and contemplating whether to have an abortion is not alone in the world. She has her parents, her friends, her teachers, and all other forming complex wave of relationship around her. Because we are living in a society, and in a society there are so many things, circumstances. There are so many different situations. So in society, that is like a social conduct we also have to consider. One of the key teaching of Buddhism is that of the interdependence of all things, meaning that all things are interconnected with one another, so much so that the very identity of a thing cannot be ascertained without its relation to all other things. If that is the case, then evaluating the moral value of abortion cannot be done by focusing on the fetus and the mother alone, but the wider social context needs essentially to be taken into consideration too. So this is the third number thing, that is we should consider for mother and the fetus and the society. So there are two, 3 points we should take care of whenever we discuss on this very vital issue. This means that even though abortion involves ending a life, thus making the act technically a wrong one in Buddhism, there could be cases where not performing an abortion would be even more wrong than doing it. Since everything is interconnected with one another, performing the abortion might well be the leisure evil that a society needs to take in order to avoid a bigger one. For example, okay, let's understand with this example. A woman has to decide whether to have an abortion or not. If she decides not to do so, her life would be miserable for a long time, because she would have to raise the child alone herself. Suppose that the father disappears and is not around to help her. She might have to drop out of school and find some low-paying job to help herself and her child also. Society has to pay for her welfare costs as well as those of the baby. She may bring shame to her family, causing much distress to her parents and their loss of status within their own social circles. So these are some very important critical issue in the consideration we talk about on this topic. In this kind of situation, it would be more advisable for the woman to do an abortion. After all, the very Buddhist principle of compassion would appear to demand it. Compassion or karuna is the desire that suffering sensation being be completely relieved of their suffering, as well as the action to do something to relieve those sufferings. Furthermore, many women in Thailand do perform Buddhist ritual dedicating merit to the aborted fetus after they have had an abortion. I think this one I already mentioned when I was talking about the Japan. So these are the some after doing abortion, they do some rituals, they perform, they do some ceremony about that, and to get rid of the bad karmas. This is due to the belief that performing an abortion incurs serious karmic consequences on the part of the women, and the rituals are designed to alleviate them. This seems to be the practice of Buddhism women in other countries too, such as Japan, which I mentioned earlier also. Certainly, saying something like this is controversial. How could it be that abortion a fetus is more compassionate act? Something aborting a fetus. This is a very controversial question. This is a very main point you can say in this problem. That how could it be that aborting a fetus is more compassionate act? However, in aborting the fetus, it is only the fetus who suffers. It might be said that the fetus is born in the wrong place and at the wrong time. Clearly, it does have an interest, as every sensation being has an interest in living and going on living. However, if it is indeed the case that the suffering of all those around the women and the woman herself is greater than that of the fetus, then abortion seems to be acceptable in Buddhism. This is, of course, an imperfect solution of an imperfect world, because the world is not perfect. There are so many issues, there are so many problems. We have to get rid of this. The early teaching of Buddha, he taught about the Four Noble Truths. There is, if something has problem, if some problem has occurred, there is some way to find out the way we can get rid of that problem. And after we have the method of doing how we will get rid of these problems. So these are the things we can by studying Buddhism we can get rid we can talk on these things. Let's see some special cases. Request for abortion in case of rape, unwanted pregnancy, minus like girl, you can say a lady or woman or girl is not enough to take all the this pregnancy, or not enough, the age is not enough to have a baby. Late pregnancy, single woman, married woman. Since Buddhism allows for a society a range of freedom to organize their own affairs as they see appropriate, request for abortion is acceptable to the religion as long as it is done to relieve the suffering of the mother and those who are involved. The suffering must be genuine and not an excuse for merely getting rid of the fetus of convenience. So this is something like if in the case, if there is something happen and all the Buddhist world come along with and then talk about on this topic, if there is some way they can find, all the scholars, they can find that somehow abortion is allowable, but this abortion, if Buddhism if allow abortion, then it should be only for the some specific cases, but not for the convenience of the women. Cases of rape show most clearly that the mother, the one who has been raped, suffers the most. Hence, in these cases, abortion is always allowable and does not incur much negative karma, right? In general, if the mother suffers a great deal in case she has to carry the pregnancy, then the more allowable abortion would be in the Buddhist eyes. Let's go to the conclusion. Okay, before conclusion, there is one point I just wanted to mention, in some different countries, in the last, I would like to ask all of you a question. Maybe you can share your own country. I think most of them are of course, you are from Vietnam. And if there is some another country people, I want to open a question that, for example, I'm just giving in India, there is one issue, what I say, gender inequality. When a baby born, especially the girl, they just want to abort that girl. In India, this is very people are practicing this one. Because of the baby fetus, they know about that the fetus is a lady or female, they just abort that. So these are some another issue talking on this context. I didn't add, but this is the question I want to add, just open to you all guys. You can talk on this, and also if there is something in the context of abortion, you can say about through your country point of view. Okay, let's move to the conclusion of this talk. Abortion is certainly a difficult and emotional issue. Ideally, no rational person would agree that destroying another human being, even in the form of a zygote or an embryo, is something one should refrain from doing if one has a chance. However, we are not living in an ideal world, so the question about abortion comes up. After all, a core teaching is that everything is interconnected, and this should mean, in this context, that a problem such as whether abortion is right or wrong is a complex one and cannot be answered by looking at the scripture alone only, or looking at the text only. We should all the society people has to come out and talk on this topic widely. And before I end my presentation, I just wanted to share one very good an interview video of Chan Master Sangyen. Maybe few people know about this. If you don't know, I just wanted to introduce. He is a Chan Master of Taiwan, and he is not. He already passed away, and he was the founder of Dharma Mountain Society and one temple in Taiwan. We can say in Chinese they say Faku San. And there is one interview of his. It's very impressed me, so that I just wanted to share with you all guys, my friends. And you can see this video. It will take only 7 to 8 minutes. Please see calmly. Later I will just conclude his talk. Can you listen this or see the video? It is visible.
No, I can't hear the voice.
Okay, because I just paused this. I'm saying, should I start now? Can you see the video? Video is okay, visible? Okay. How?
Yes.
If you cannot understand Chinese, I suggest you can see the subtitle in English there.
Excuse me, brother. Please reshare it within the sound, brother. Now the sound is not audible.
Not audible?
Yes. Now you can reshare it.
Okay, let me share it one more time.
Make the sound on the bottom of the left.
Okay.
Share sound.
Google Chrome. Okay. Can you listen this now? Can you hear it? The video?
No, only visible but not audible.
Okay, wait.
Share screen and you check. You check the button of share sound.
Okay.
胎啦等等这些问题。那佛教对这些问题的看法
OK，
究竟是什么呢？我们现在就来请教圣严法师。法师，我们知道最近在美国堕胎引起了非常非常大的争议啊。那么有一派呢就认为说，妇女应该要有选择权，她可以选择她要不要这个孩子。那么另外一派呢就认为这绝对是不允许的，因为你杀害了一个生命，甚至为了反对堕胎，有些人去杀死了那个执行堕胎这个工作的医生和护士。那不晓得是从佛教的观点来看，我们应该怎么样来看堕胎这个问题？
那个首先呢，我们要认定这个胎儿是不是个生命？
对。
胎儿是不是有权生出来？那么一般的人认为还没有生出来大概不是生命吧？还没有生出来，我们还有权利来处置它吧？其实对，我们这个生命的开始是在怀孕就开始了。所以我们中国人呢，出生的时候就算1岁，是有它的道理是在母亲肚子里面已经是10个月了，他出生就是应该是1岁所以在西方人就不一样，西方人呢出生以后才开始算起这个可能我们中国人可能比较更正确一点，因为从这个不管从哪一个观点来讲从这个医学的观点来讲也好，从我们这个佛教的佛经的这个理论观点来讲也好，人的生命的开始是从怀孕那个时候开始的否则的话那就不是生命了。那既然它是生命，那应该它有生存的权利。虽然还没有出生，但是我们没有权利把它杀掉它。那既然已经出生了，在一个母亲的肚子里头，我们要尊重它，尊重它有出生的权利。那如果要杀掉它的话，就跟杀人完全是一样的。
那可是那妇女就说，那我自己的选择权呢？我如果本来并没有预期要这个孩子，如果这个孩子来了会带给我一些困扰那我是不是为了我自己的生活，我有没有选择权？很多人现在很多女性在争的就是我到底有没有这个选择权？
你不能够这样子讲选择权应该是首先考虑到是不是应该怀孕嘛。当一个妇女自己根本不知道会不会怀孕，可能不可能怀孕，连这一点的常识都没有，那是太愚痴了吧。于是现在的人呢，我想不至于那样子愚痴一个女孩子或者是一个妇女说可能怀孕或者不可能怀孕，连这一点情况都不知道的话，这是他比较太愚痴了，太可怜了那如果已经知道可能怀孕而没有防止她而怀了孕了，而防止了而没有成功的怀了孕了，也有可能
是。
那么没有防止她而怀了孕，那应该负责任，你要生出来。如果防止了她还是怀了孕，那也就是说命中就是要你有孩子，那你应该接受他了。因为杀一个人呢，在你肚子里边一个小孩跟生出来的小孩是完全一样的。生出来的小孩你忍心杀他吗？是你自己的不弱是你亲生自己的肚子里边的一块肉，而是一个生命，是另外一个生命，你舍得杀吗？很多人呢在堕胎之后，不但是母亲连父亲都是觉得很遗憾的事。那一起堕胎之后感觉到终身的遗憾，为什么要堕胎呢？
譬如说这个妇女根本不情愿，她是被强暴的，或者被胁迫的，或者是在自己没有知觉的状况底下，那她根本就很痛恨，那她当然也不会喜欢要腹中这个小孩。那这个时候她有没有权利堕胎呢？
那个施暴的那个人可恶，那做了坏事。可是呢，那个小孩子在你肚子里边他是无罪的，受惩罚的应该是那个施暴的人，而不是那个胎儿。胎儿他是无知的，胎儿他是无辜的，他到了母亲的肚子里边呢，他已经失 是一个孩子，我们还是要保护它。连一只小猫，连一只小狗，我们都要保护它，何况是一个小孩子呢？所以是我们不要弄错了对象。这个应该施暴者要受处罚，要受惩罚，而不是那个小孩子、那个胎儿受到惩罚，而且惩罚的要他死，要他的命，这实在是太无辜了。
可是那个妇女会想，他有一半固然是我的骨血，可是有另外一半是我痛恨的人的骨血，那他会疼爱这个孩子吗？
已经在你的肚子里边，既然有一半是你的骨血的，我们从佛教的立场来讲也是给他有缘呢。有缘呢，既然到你的肚子里来了，那你就把它生出来吧。生出来以后，未必见得那个是个很坏的人呢，可能你是生的一个非常好的一个宝宝
还有另外一种情况，也是现在呢常常会有的情况，也就是说少男少女情窦初开，不小心呢偷吃了禁果，因此呢怀孕了。可是在她根本还不应该做母亲的时候，她就已经怀孕了，那她又该怎么办呢？
这种事是人间的悲剧但既然悲剧发生了，这个少男少女的父母应该要替他负责任，我们的社会也应该要为他们负起一部分的责任来，这道义上应该协助他们，不是说让那个少男少女让他们自己去负责任的。他们因为这一方面在他们自己本身这个还没成年，他们这个理智还没有建立，他们自己的事业都没有办法，生活还是无着落。应该我们的社会或者是他们的父母，两方的父母都应该要接受他。如果是个男孩子的父母的话，应该把那个女孩子接回来，那是他的孙子应该就是要承认那什么时候结婚以后再讲，或者是马上结婚也是应该。如果是女孩的这一方呢，那就要这个找到那个男孩子的那边去跟他商量了，要给他了。如果男孩子根本不承认，或者根本不要，那怎么办？那女孩子还是要把她生出来。生出来以后，这个女孩子可能将来这一生就完了。
是啊，
也不一定，也不一定我们现在的人很多人不会有这种介意。你只要把这个说清楚了，说我当时有这样子的问题，生了个小孩，那不一定就是没人要。
可是毕竟会是他一辈子很沉重的一个负担
心理上是如此。可是呢，人的错误错过一次以后，不能够说一辈子都是错的，错一次以后不再错没有问题。人人都可能做错误，有做大错，有做小错，错过以后应该有他悔改的机会，有他重生的余地。所以说我们社会对这些人应该要给他们尊重，应该要给他们帮助，应该从观念上面从风气上面要引导他们。所以在我的观念上面应该这个就是说少男少女生的孩子应该生起来。
Okay. Include it. I hope everybody listened this very carefully, and this interview was very much I found very pound of and inside have very rich knowledge. Just very short interview video, but the Buddhist master, he talked very deep knowledge about in this video. First of all, let me conclude this video. He said about the interview viewer just asked. She asked that right of woman. Master said right of women. She asked that because having a baby or having not a baby, this is the right of women. Women, because that we earlier we talked through my PPT, that's women choice in the gender equality. But through the master perspective, he just suggests that right of women is before the pregnancy, there is a right of women. Right of women is she wanted to be pregnant, she is ready to be pregnant. At that time, she can make a precaution. So that is the right to pregnancy, right of women. But after being pregnant, and at that time, there already in Buddhism there is a consciousness, and the other living being is already existing, the existence of the living being. So the thing is that after having pregnant, he just neglect, and in this case, that right of women to do the abortion. And the next one is he also say, like, we should be the couple who is going to do the intercourse or something like that. They should be more precaution, and they should know about this. Especially, he mentioned throughout this video, the main theme of the talk is that the society should come out and talk about, accept these people. And also society has a vital role in this topic, that society, or especially parents or guardian, they should come out and talk about this very important issue with their especially with their child, with their female child. They should talk about this, and also with the male child also, because they have the knowledge of how what you will do, and then a new life will be occur. So you should be more protective, and they should have a knowledge of these things. There was one more question, very important question I asked, that rapist should be what about the if something happened about the rape, if some rape happened with some lady or girl or female, then what will happen? Then what if like that, as for example, I'm lady, and something happened with me, I am being raped. As after having a baby, I always see baby face, and I found of that situation what happened with me. So this is something discussable question. But master said, okay, this is something like you are pre-thinking. You still not have a baby, don't think about that. Maybe after having baby will be very outstanding, become outstanding person. So you should not be pre-thinking about that. And the thing is that for these kind of baby, or these kind of the living baby, when they grow up, the society should come out, and they should talk on this, and they should accept these baby. So these are the key points throughout this video I just wanted to share. And this was the talk, and I just really just want to thanks for giving me opportunity. Thank you all. Namo Buddhaya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aman Raj, for enlightening us the wonderful topic today, an examination of abortion from Buddhist monastic perspective. We have got lots of knowledge and useful information that you have given our club members. Through your presentation, I believe that all participants and members here have understood clearly and fully about prominent features of an examination of abortion from Buddhist monastic perspective. Once again, thank you, Dr. Aman Raj. Now it's time for us to come to.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to add out chief guests, kindly open your mic and feel free to ask. Don't hesitate, please.
Yes.
So I have a question for you, sir.
Please.
What is the responsibility of the man in the act of abortion? Do he commit an offense or something like that? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me answer this question. Especially because what I throughout all my presentation, I just talk about this, right? And I only mention about the perspective throughout these things, all these text and all these things. But we should go through the society. I also mention about this, that in society, the social supports, first of all, come from the inside family, right? So the inside family, the most powerful support is from the husband, right? If someone uh, the main role of husband is very vital, very important. And from my perspective, and all these my understanding on this topic, I think if there is I also mentioned in the PPT, if something like when the when there is critical situation with the woman health issue, at that time the male partner, or you can say the husband, they should give the permission to have an abortion, right? But at that time, like uh, we talk about the gender equality, women and male and female, something, women and men. But in this case, I think parents are both, right? Male and female. Of course, the most problems going through the female one, because she has to be the become the pregnancy and having the baby. All this procedure has to go through her body, right? So, but support from the male partner is very vital and important. And the thing is that in the concerning with the female partner, yes, female partner health, especially we can find, I think we always see if somewhere baby has to come, and for the at the time of delivery at the hospital, maybe doctors say, okay, the issue is very right now, the baby and the mother both has critical they are in situation, critical situation. Which one you want to save? So always the male partner prefer the female partner, because they can later on have another baby but cannot have another partner. So in this case, this is also another topic to discuss on. But the importance is of the male partner is to support the female partner, and throughout all these things. Hope I could answer your question. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother. And another question is from my sister Ling Meng.
Please.
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question for you. If we know that the fish had disability, lie down syndrome, should we mad about it?
Sorry.
If we know that the features had disability, lie down syndrome, should we make about this? About this?
Okay.
If
Sorry,
people know that has like Down syndrome, that feature has disability. So should the mother make abortion?
Okay, I didn't get your question. Maybe there has some sound problem also. Your question, let me just what I understand, let me share with you. Your question is something like, does fetus or embryo has something, if miscarriage or mother should abortion or something like that?
If that baby has many disability like Down syndrome.
Oh, okay. Some disease.
Yeah.
Yes, this is also another question. I got your point. If the fetus has some problem, So I in the PPT I also mentioned presentation. I also mentioned at that time in some country, in some cases, there is some like if there is some heredity problem, like heredity, some like from the heredity problem is something like going through the gene. Like if the parents has some hereditary problem, their gene will transfer that disease to the fetus, though another one. Some, yeah, yes, somehow it is something like uh, from the perspective saw there in Japan or in Korea, I think they allow this kind of abortion, but still I from my perspective I still support the Dharma master. We should not be pre-thinker or pre-judgmental. Can you get this point? Pre-judgmental, something like before getting that, let baby come out, or maybe you can sort out that problem. Because Buddhism always support that don't kill anyone, don't cannot kill any living being. So in this case I also think that no matter if there is disease found, you can try to save that life, or that and if after having a baby, if the baby cannot sustain, that is his karma. He's taking karma from the back life, last life. So maybe he cannot his karma is something like not enough to stay in this again have to take the birth or something like that. So this is something related with that thing. I hope you I answer your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
The next question. Dharma Sister Nhung Quang, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes.
According to the social situation, abortion is at an alarming level. In my opinion, because we are not fully knowledge about the harmful effect and consequences behind it. I think education about is very necessary. So how should we combine social knowledge and Buddhist practice to help improve this problem?
I'm so sorry, Dharma sister. I didn't get your point. I cannot listen really. Can you type this question or something? Can somebody please transcribe what she wants to say?
Yeah, in the message, sir.
Okay. Let me see the question. According to today's social situation, abortion is at an alarming level. Yes, in my opinion, because they are not fully equipped with knowledge about the harmful effect and consequences behind it. I think education about this is really necessary. So how should we combine social knowledge and Buddhist perspective to help improve this problem? Okay, I think his name is Nguyen Quan. Really, this comment is very much very special, and I also mentioned throughout my talk that very important to society come out and talk on this topic and teach and be more aware on this topic. So your question is, so how should we combine social knowledge and Buddhist perspective to help improve this problem? So in this case, I think social knowledge and Buddhist perspective. What Buddhism say, don't kill any human being, don't kill any living being, not only human being, any living being. So don't kill any life even. So in this case, the society should be teaching through the Dharma teachers. They should teach about these things. The all society should be aware on this, that we should go through the middle path, that we have to find what is the middle path in this all scenario. We should, as for example, how someone get pregnant after having intercourse. Before, if you are not ready to do have a baby, you can do go through all the precautions. So precautions, how we will be, as for example, we can see the latest scenario, right? COVID-19, right? So COVID-19, how we will protect ourselves, wearing a mask, wash our hand, all these things. If you don't do this, you will get affected from COVID. So this is thing we should be in this, in COVID case also. It is something like, I'm just giving an example about that case. We should be more uh, you can say, take more precautions, be aware of the how we can take some these precautions, same as in COVID-19, how we can take precautions. I hope I answers this. And dharma teachers should come and teach all these Buddhist teachings and go through the middle way, how to find out the answer, something like that. So society and Buddhist teachings, they all come together and can solve this problem. Okay, hope I answered this question.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Dharma sister Thọ Minh, please.
I have a question for you. What is the consequence of mà đứng cho em chạy qua nơi.
She means that what is the consequence of abortion with a woman?
Okay, what is the consequences of the, throughout my presentation, I also mentioned about that, especially if you are a Buddhist lay woman or layman. In Buddhism, Buddhists believe that if you do bad thing, you will get the bad karma. You will store the bad karmic things. And if I'm not talking about the health issues or health concern, what will be consequences? There are so many consequences if after having abortion. After having abortion, there are so many health issues also. So there are so many things throughout the health thing. But I'm just talking about through the Buddhist perspective, is that in Buddhism, we believe on karma, and if we do bad karma, we will just add the bad karma and getting less the good karma. So in this case, I think just I want to say there is something women after doing that, there are so regret she will feel after doing abortion. In the video, in last video about when I shared, Dharma Master Sangyan, he also mentioned about that. At the time of abortion, sometime you feel like I'm going, okay, after doing abortion, I will solve all the problems when I will face after having the baby, which I will face after having the baby. After having the abortion, I will solve all the problem. But after, at that time, you are taking that decision to be about that baby. Maybe whole life you will think, whole life you will regret about that decision. So these are the things, these are the consequences maybe the women can encounter after having abortion. Yes. Hope I answer this question.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Another question is, how did the India Buddhism change the people's mind about abortion?
This is something very, we can say, ironical question. Something like ironical thing, that is Buddhism originated in India, and then very few Buddhists are in India right now. So this is some ironical thing. All neighbors of India, they have adaptability of Buddhism, but in India, very few Buddhists are there. So in India, the most affected by the all other religion. India is a secular country. Throughout my PPT, I also said that secularization sometimes also sometimes it's very good. sometimes it also have some consequences. As for example, you will go through, after secularization, you will go through the because now society is moving very much affected with the Western culture, and in this case you can find the religion and the faith in religion, and through the practice of religion getting very less and less. So in this case, if we talk about the Indian Buddhism right now, very hard to say about that, but in India the issue of abortion is very high in the rate, and it is practicing, if we say the on the datical way, the whatever we see, I think the originality, it is the double or triple case in originality, because many cases is not encountered. And from my experience, I can say there are I have seen so many abortions in villages area, always having aborted, like what I mentioned about in India case is that for the gender inequality, when people know about that the baby is the fetus is inside the womb, the baby is female, so they just abort because there are dowry system in India. Although this is something like a old thing for nowadays modern India, but still in the countryside areas of India still practicing this problem, so that it is very hard to solve this problem. In this way, I think we should the all Buddhist masters and in India, and also the Buddhist scholars, all the practitioners, all the laymen, women, lay women, everybody should come throughout and solve these problems, and be I think spread the awareness of this topic. Then it can be solved. In this case, I think I see this is the potential. We can say we can in this way we can solve this problem. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother. And another question is from my brother Yakin. Over the mic to you.
Hi, brother. In a family, when a wife was pregnant with a daughter, but the husband doesn't like his daughter and constrain his wife to have an abortion. So how do you think about that?
Okay, I got the point. Yeah, this is the main thing. What I was saying, the whole PPT, this is a very special thing I'm saying about the abortion is somehow many of the places taking. I think this is something we can say the especially country like India, or because I have experience of India, so I can say about India. Also, some of the country nearby India, and also this is the question of the gender inequality. If you just mentioned in India, or maybe you are just in your question you just mentioned about an example of some family. Their daughter, maybe the female or maybe the girl, so they just wanted to abort. The husband wanted to abort. So if, okay, let me tell you, in Taiwan, I'm just sharing one experience. In Taiwan, if a male person like a boy want to marry with girl, boy need to pay money to girl and need to show the bank account. So in Taiwan it is totally different. In Taiwan, people want, okay, I have a baby, female baby, it means I have a baby in girl. So in this way, if girl female, the in the gender, if the gender will be equal in the society, if the female and male become the equal on the path, I think there is no hatred about having a baby girl. So I think in this way, if this everywhere gender will be equal in all cases, in gender, in all the there is also one issue, color, the black and white color issue. So all the racism, this is something like throughout the gender and throughout the other thing, the racism is going on all the way, all over the world. So these are the things before that society should come out and talk on this and should accept all these things. We should love the nature, what nature has given us, and we should love and care all the human being, living being. Yes. Hope I answer your question.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Another question. Lingmeng, please.
Yes. My question is, if you know a young woman wants to abort a fetus, why will you stay with her? Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
If you know a young woman wants to abort a fetus, why will you stay with her?
Okay, your question is something like a personal question. If a woman want to abort the fetus, I'd like to live with her. This is the question. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. From my perspective, I think I always find, as a Buddhist student, I always find middle way. So I will always try to find out the answer if she has any problem. If as for example, if my female partner wants to abort the baby or abort the fetus, I will always in opposition. From my perspective, I will never kill any baby. I will not go for the abortion. This is my perspective. And if there is some throughout the presentation, I also mentioned, if there is something very harmed or something very concerning the health of the female partner, I will may think about this. I will may consider about this. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes, Bandeji.
In your country, what did the government do in changing people's minds about abortion, and how to change?
Okay, this is a good question, because the how I feel this question is very good, because especially government role is very important in this topic. Why? Because, as for example, abortion is legal or illegal. In India, abortion is illegal, but is also there is some circumstances what I mentioned, like a health issue of the female partner, or maybe some heredity problem, hereditary disease, or some serious issues. Then the priority should be female partner. So these are the some basic. I think all over the world, every country has their rules. Almost the same is that they abortion is illegal, but somehow some countries like Thailand later on they open abortion for some circumstances, some situation. I also saw some video. There are some Buddhist monks and some societies. They support it. They're thinking their concept is also something like in some specific cases only. So I think if because no matter everybody, every country has the rules and regulations, but still people are not following this. So this is the big issue. So in this concern, I think government role is very vital and important. In India, I think I also can say abortion. In this case, in India, abortion is also illegal, but still practice is going on. So I can say I just only as a Buddhist student, I only want to convey this message throughout this seminar to Indian government, not only Indian government, all over the world, all the government to make some strict rule about abortion, and also bring make an big platform and make an international platform to talk on this topic. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, may I request Dharma Sister Quang Ho to give a vote of thanks, Sister, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all.
Dear all participants, I'm going to offer more attention to our guest speakers. And you and participants, first of all, we are very free to receive the inspiration and interest about Venerable Downtown Director Building School of Buddhist Study, or faculty member and teacher support. They find you connect in the field of Buddhist study. For this wonderful presentation, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Aman, who not only accepted our official invitation at the good speak today, but also dedicated excellent presentation and discussion on examination of abortion from a Buddhist monastic perspective. Thank you very much, Dr. Aman, for enlightening us the wonderful topic today. We have got us lots of now listen and useful information that you have given our club member to do so presentation. I believe that our participants and member here has understood clear and fully about phenomenal future of an examination of a person from a Buddhist monastic perspective. Once again, thank you so much for the excellent presentation and discussion broader. In addition, on this occasion, I would like to express gratitude and thankfulness to my beloved member of the club and our school of Buddhist study in India. We are not here without your support, cooperation, encouragement, and efforts. I believe that with this persistent weekly activity together, a world profession of Dharma in this will be realized and recorded in a happy manner. Get us together, we will be better and in the near future for all until I also would like to send my greeting to our moderator today, Dharma Sister Phukam. I am really impressed on your work and spiritual contribution on your performance today, sister. Last but not the least, I am thankful to all participants for joining us in this international interactive meeting. Welcome you all to our international meeting that we all experience to beer and happiness in this life and the future. May you all be healthy in body, peaceful in mind, happy in life, and successful in career and spiritual path. Thank you very much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quang Hoa. Now we're going to come to the last session by singing our traditional song, The Club, I Have Right, I'm Home. Before that, please come to the online certificate distribution section. The first one is certificate. This certificate is awarded to Dr. Aman, Nanhua University, Taiwan, for your excellent presentation on an examination of proportion from a Buddhist monastic perspective. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you so much.
And the next certificate is to Thích Nữ Nguyên Khánh. It is to confirm that you're an active member in opening speech. And the next one is a certificate of appreciation to Thích Nữ Quang Hoa as what's in a vote of thanks in this meeting today. And the last one is for me as a moderator. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have arrived, I am home, in the hill and in the land. I have arrived, I am home, in the hill and in the land. I am solid, I am free, I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I dwell, in the ultimate I dwell. I have arrived, I am.
So this is the end of our section today. Thank you so much, brother Dr. Aman, all members.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so wonderful
Thank you so much.
presentation today. We understand
Founder.
gay bosom and abortion. Yes,
Yes.
topic and also very difficult topic. Yes, related to our gay bosom. Thank you once again. See you.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Thank you. So it was a great
Thank
platform.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Chào trên.
Chào chị em.
See you. Take care.